Hello students and welcome to Math Weekly number 14. Today we're going to learn about triangles. You will learn 3 different properties.
So we are going to look at 2 properties of triangles and 1 truth about all triangles. It's not necessarily a property, but it is true of all triangles. So the properties that we're going to look at are the triangle inequality theorem, the triangle angle sum theorem, and the truth we're going to look at is the relationship between sides and angles in triangles. So let's begin with our first theorem, the triangle inequality theorem. This property tells you how a triangle can possibly be made. It states the sum of the lengths of any 2 sides must be greater than the length of the third side. You can also reverse that. The third side has to be less than when you add 2 of the other sides. It also states the difference between the 2 lengths of any sides of the triangle is less than the length of the third. Or you can reverse it, the third must be greater than when you subtract the 2 sides. In other words, if you do not know the length of one side of the triangle, it will be greater than the difference of the other 2, but less than the sum of the other 2. Let's look at 2 examples. Here's our first one. It says 2 sides of a triangle have measures of 6 inches and 12 inches. Which measure could be the length of the third side? So when we know 2 sides, but we don't know the third side, this third side will have to be less than when we add these 2. So 6 plus 12 makes 18. So we're looking for a number that's less than 18. So right now we can eliminate 18 because that's not less than 18. We are also looking for a number that's greater than when you subtract these. So 12 minus 6 makes 6. So we're looking for a number bigger than 6. 5 is not bigger than 6, and 6 is not bigger than 6. So the only measurement can be 10. 10 is both less than when you add them, which is 18, and greater than when you subtract them, which is 6. Let's look at another example. The longest side of a triangle is 16. The shortest side of the triangle is 3. Name 4 different lengths that the medium side could be. So remember, if we know 2 sides, but we don't know the third, then this side is going to have to be less than when we add them. So 3 plus 16 makes 19. So we need a number less than 19. But it's going to have to be more than when we subtract them. 16 minus 3 is 13. So our last side, our third side, can be any number that's less than 19 but more than 13. So it could be 14. Isn't that between them? It could be 15. Isn't that between them? It could be 16. That's between them. It could be 17. I know we were only asked to name 4, but it could also be 18. It could be anything in between as well. It could be 13.5. That's more than 13, less than 19. It could be 16.2. That is less than 19 and greater than 13. So there's lots of different ways to make a triangle, but whatever this third side is, it has to be less than the sum and greater than the difference. Okay, let's look at our second theorem, the triangle angle sum theorem. This property also tells you how a triangle can possibly be made. The sum of all 3 angles inside of a triangle will always equal 180 degrees. So if you look at this triangle up here, angle 1 plus angle 2 plus angle 3, whatever their degrees are, will always equal 180 degrees. So let's look at an example. A triangle has angles of 37 degrees, 75 degrees, and x degrees, so we don't know. In degrees, what is the value of x? So what could x be so that when you add these together, 37 plus 75 plus x, that it equals 180? The easiest way to do this is either to check the answers to see which one will add to get 180, or if you don't have answer choices, subtract the ones that you already know. So take away 75. That leaves us with 105, and then take away 37, and we get 68. So that third one will have to be 68 because 68 plus 37 plus 75 makes 180 degrees. Now let's look at the truth that I was telling you about. This is additional helpful knowledge about triangles. The shortest side of a triangle is always opposite the smallest angle. So if you look at this triangle, this segment right here, segment A, is the shortest. So if you look across from it at angle 1 is the smallest. So the shortest are angle 1 and side A. Those are the shortest. The longest side of the triangle is always opposite the largest angle. So if we look for the longest side of this triangle, which one seems to be the longest? Side C seems to be the longest. So look opposite of it, angle 3. So angle 3 and side C are the longest. So they must be the largest angle. And the last one is true as well. Lastly, the medium length side of a triangle is always opposite the medium angle. So side B seems to appear to be medium size, so angle 2 is medium as well. So let's look at an example of a question that may require you to know this. It says, which statement is true about the angles of the triangle shown below? Now notice, if you look at your answer choices, they all almost look the same. But essentially they're just asking you which one is greater than the next one and which one's greater than that. So this would be the smallest and this would be the largest. They're putting them in order from largest to smallest. So instead of looking at your answer choices, I suggest just trying to go find them and then seeing which one matches. So since the largest needs to go first, I'm going to look for the largest side. So we have 7, 4, and 6. So this is the largest side. So B must be the largest angle. So angle B has to go first in our list. Now we're looking for what that's greater than, but we want the medium side to be next. So 6 is the medium side, and angle C is across from that. So angle B is greater than angle C. And last, the smallest is 4, and the opposite of that is A, so we have angle A. We can see that this is the fourth option. Angle B is greater than angle C, which is greater than angle A. So let's summarize the properties of triangles that we've learned. There are 3 big ideas to know about triangles. The triangle inequality theorem, which tells you any side of the triangle must be less than the sum of the other 2 sides and greater than the difference of the other 2 sides. The triangle angle sum theorem. All 3 angles of a triangle will always add to 180 degrees. And the truth that we talked about. The longest side of a triangle will always be opposite the largest angle, and that is likewise true for the medium and smallest sides and angles.